Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? It's gonna be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling figure.
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 386 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff, and sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Scott, what's going on, dude?
Well, we are officially in summer. It's like almost 100 degrees outside right now.
Ooh.
I'm sitting inside in the nice air conditioning, of course. God bless climate control. But yeah, summer's officially upon us, dude. Go get those Fullyposeable tank tops.
Swamp crotch. Swamp crotch. Swamp crotch into my heart. Yeah, yeah. That's disgusting, actually. It's like a jitterbug, but swamp crotch.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really came out of left field.
Dude, the improv on me has just been out of control lately.
Yeah, your game is strong. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, go get those tank tops over at ProWrestlingTeesandWhatAmaneuver.net.
I feel we have a long show ahead of us tonight.
We do have a long show ahead of us. We've got quite a bit of news, and I've got some questions for you before we get into that news. And then we're rounding out the show with Michael Kanik from the Major Pod. He's going to be stopping by, talking about those big rubber guys and the Major Bendies as well.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of good news coming out of it. I'm excited to talk to Michael and see, man, how did it all come about? How did he finally get the chance to right the wrongs that LJN committed back in the late 80s by not ever giving a smash? We've got to find out the details.
We need details. That's what we need over here.
Yes, and the listeners need details, so on with the show.
Yeah, and how many people have jitterbug in their brain now?
No, it's not jitterbug anymore, dude. It's swamp crotch.
It's our summer theme.
That should be in the commercial for Dude Wipes.
If they stole it, we know where they got it.
Right.
You guys know where to find all of our podcasts. You guys know where to follow us, Twitter, Snapchat, Book Faces, all that stuff. You guys know where to send audio questions and everything. That's all over at fullyposeablewfp@gmail.com. All right, Scott, this past week, literally right after we recorded last week, a picture was shown. It was a live action shot. It was from Showcase Collector, I believe, on Instagram. It showed that Muhammad Ali was going to be an Ultimate and that it was rumored, hasn't been official yet, unless that Showcase Collector guy is 1,000% correct, that it's going to be Muhammad Ali for the San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
First question.
Yes.
The person that sent you the photos, did that person say it was Muhammad Ali?
I would rather wait until Mattel comes out and says yay or nay. I don't like that it's been like a week and Mattel has said nothing. They're not ready to tip their hand yet.
Yeah, I don't know who the Showcase Collector is.
I don't either.
I've never heard of them before, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, here's a picture of Muhammad Ali raising Hulk Hogan's hand. Now, it was a live shot. There was no action figures or anything like that. It was just a live shot from
literally from WrestleMania 1. It was a shot from WrestleMania 1.
So was it Muhammad Ali, Scott?
Dude, honestly, I don't want to say.
Well, damn you.
I don't want to say, dude, because Mattel has said nothing yet. And I feel out of respect to Mattel, let them make the announcement.
Okay. All right. So
yeah, I don't want to say anything, yes or no. I just want to wait it out, and we'll let Mattel make their announcement, and then I will then corroborate and give all the answers that you're looking for. But I don't want to say yay or nay, because again, we don't know who this person is that broke this news, and what makes it worse is Mattel hasn't said anything yet. So that's kind of their baby to introduce to everyone, not anybody else's. So let them break the news, and then we'll follow suit.
All right, stop. Corroborate and listen.
Well, you're full of them tonight, dude.
I am, dude. I am going way back.
This is just cover album.
Hey, KBW is not here. He can't do it, so.
Following in the giant footsteps of KBW, just covers.
Yes, we've got Kanik tonight, so no characters are coming on the show. Not Stu. I can't be here. No, you are not going to be here, Stu.
Kick rocks. Go watch Dynasty.
Not Johnny. I don't want to be. Don't want to be here anyway.
No, good. Get out of here.
And no WBK. He's actually at Burger King right now eating some fries.
Honestly, he's delightful. But yeah, no time for BKW? Is that?
No, it's WBK.
WBK, thank you. No time for him.
Walter Brimley.
Kindly.
Walter Brimley, kindly diabetes. Diabetes.
Poor Walter Brimley.
I know.
Kindly diabetes.
Let's just... Oh, actually, real quick, Scott, did you purchase anything?
I did. I pre-ordered Tunnel Rat, the new G.I. Joe classified figure from BBTS. So I'm really starting to scale back. I haven't decided fully if I'm jumping out of Joe, but I'm definitely scaling back. I didn't get the Desert Snake Eyes. I didn't get the little bubble pod with the, the Televiper. I passed on all that. I've actually been passing on quite a bit, but Tunnel Rat's one of those. He's a character I loved. Had to pre-order him.
I did go over to Walmart this past week, hoping and praying that I would find new Superstars figures, and man, Walmart is a mess.
Yeah.
Walmart's distribution, I mean, they got good prices on canned foods and all that stuff for groceries. But as far as figures, it's been a mess lately. Like, can't find the new Superstar figures, no new RAs, Ruthless Aggression Mattel-style figures.
Right.
Walmart has just been rough lately, man, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it's kind of turning into a shit show again. They had kind of straightened up, got pretty good, and, man, big step backwards. Target's way better.
Yeah, Target's way better as far as distribution right now. I mean, you can find the Simone SWAT team if you want. They have some Hogans on the pegs.
Yep.
Did Jeff say pegs?
Poor guy. Yeah.
R.I.P. Ricky. So, no, I don't know if he's dead. I don't know where the guy's at. Anyways, there's nothing at Walmart's, and I was so disappointed. I went to like 2 or 3 of them, just hoping to find something, and of course, there's nothing.
Yep. It's Walmart's super disappointing, but at least if you go to Target, you can find some Legends, you can find some Ultimates, some Elites. Selection is way better. It almost makes you wish they had chosen Target for the Superstars.
Right. Speaking of Walmart, I should say their Mattel distribution has been bad. I did get the Kenny Omega Supreme figure. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure, man.
Oh, nice. Did you open it?
No, why would I do such a thing?
Well, I thought maybe you bought 2.
No, not at $42 a piece. No way.
Good
Lordy, nobody has that kind of money.
No. Well, I mean, maybe they do if they don't have kids.
And Super 7 also lowered some prices over at Amazon.
Oh, really?
And I picked up the Optimus Prime Ultimate.
Sucker. I knew you were going to jump in on that eventually.
How'd you know?
Does he turn gray?
I don't know.
Too soon. Sorry.
We'll find it.
Too soon.
I was hoping they had the Megatron on there, but no such luck as of right now. They just had some Ninja Turtles and Optimus on there, and that was it.
Got it. Give it some time, dude. They might lower that price. Here's a trick question for you. What could they lower the price to get you to buy that Hall of Shame, horrible-looking yellow Trunks Andre figure?
That would need to be given to me for free, and as well as a $20 gift card to Outback so I can get some Aussie cheese fries.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're looking to get a free Andre and a cheat day.
Yeah, with Aussie cheese fries.
Those are delicious.
By the way, next time you're out here, we got to go to that hot dog place. It's called Left Field Hot Dogs in Alameda on Webster. Oh, dude.
Good stuff.
These are some of the best hot dogs I've ever had, dude.
Got it.
A bit pricey.
What is Alameda? I mean...
Yeah, but I mean, like, they have hot dogs named after baseball players, named after Willie Stargell, Ricky Henderson. Jose Canseco has his own dog over there.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Oh, dude, so good.
Yeah, I'll take 2 Jose's and 1 Ricky, please.
All right, we've got to jump into some news. We got Michael Kanik waiting. All right, Scott, you wanted to talk about the Kiss Migos style figures over at Figures Toy Company.
Well, actually, I sent them to you as more of like, hey, dude, look what Figures Toy Company has. They're reintroducing or putting back on their site the original 12-inch Kiss figures that look just like the 78 Migos that you destroyed. look at there. Figures Toy Company has a reproduction set that looks dead on. How about that?
Oh, is that what you were doing?
It's the set you destroyed. Look at that.
See, it's as I said earlier in the email back to you, it's a Mandela effect. You just think I broke them. I didn't break them.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just imagined myself screaming to Mom that you destroyed Paul Stanley and Peter Criss.
Yes, I did hit you with a toy train in the back of the head, and I think that's what's making you think that I destroyed the Kiss figures, to which I did not destroy the Kiss figures.
I see. So something else in the house destroyed Peter Criss and Paul Stanley.
Exactly. Something's interfering with your brain just like it was interfering with your audio.
So maybe in my concussed state from the toy train...
Yes.
I imagined you destroying the Kiss figures, but in fact, it was some other dark force in the house that went on a rampage and destroyed Peter Criss and Paul Stanley.
Yeah. See, now you get it, Scott Toon.
I really would like to know what this dark force was.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But it was something in that house.
Yeah, if it was not 2-year-old Jeff, man, I'd really like to know what it was.
I was just going through the terrible twos.
I'll tell you what, as a grown man with a questionable stomach, I've had some terrible twos as well.
I get it, dude. I get it.
I do love me some Taco Bell, though.
Absolutely. All right. This past week, some Funko Pops were shown off for WWE. Funko Pops of Davey Boy Smith. Liv Morgan. Davey Boy will have his cape open, showing the Union Jack flag.
Yeah, pretty much like the new Elite or newer Elite figure that Mattel just recently released.
Yep. Liv Morgan with the SmackDown Women's title. They got King Booker on there. Roman Reigns, he'll be coming with the 2 titles, which is already outdated. And Beth Phoenix will be the variant. The variant will be Beth with an updated look where she's got that kind of bun thing going on in the front of her hair.
Are you in on any of those, or are you passing?
Davey Boy's tempting, but I think I'm going to pass.
Gotcha.
All right, we're going to move on over to Power Town, Scott. So I was informed that Matt Cardona in the Power Town line will come with the NWA title. So does this open the door for NWA titles, meaning those blue tag titles that we were just talking about last week being put with the Rock and Roll Express?
Yeah, fingers crossed, because the U.S. title that came with their Magnum TA figure, that was an NWA U.S. title, correct?
That was an NWA U.S. title, and I kind of overlooked that. It was part of the NWA. It wasn't when they transitioned over to WCW.
Right, so that was an NWA title. Obviously, Cardona here coming with their version of the NWA title. But yeah, fingers crossed, man, if we can get those blue belts, and I'll even take the ugly ones that you had kind of trashed last week.
Ugh, no, thank you.
The version before it, only because of history. And I think once we start getting regular scale, like 6-inch scale Rock and Roll Express figures, I think those belts are going to look fantastic on them. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that somebody gives us Doom. A proper Doom.
Well, Ron Simmons is to WWE, so...
Well, yeah, I mean, still, though, I mean, how long has it been since we've seen a Ron Simmons figure? I mean, Farouk would have been the last one, right? But that was a minute ago.
It's still too close, All
right, well, come on, Mattel. Get Butch Reed. Let's go.
You know what belts I would love? The U.S. Tag Team Championships with the red strap.
Yes.
And give us Firebreaker Chip.
Shannon would love that. Shannon to buy 3 of them.
That's for you, Shannon.
She's like, does he come in a big rubber guy too? What?
You might be hearing something about that later on in the show. Also, something else you might be hearing later on talked about in the show, Nailz. Nailz has been introduced as a bendy. You will be hearing Michael talk about that as we get into it with our interview, second part of the show. But yes, Nailz is being introduced as a bendy, $65, highspots.com, comes with a JSA certified autograph. Pre-orders are up now. Go get those things right now. Get your Nailz autograph for sure.
And you can also, he comes in a protective case. So you can basically hang him on the wall, or you can put him on the shelf. The case displays both ways. So, and again, you'll hear Michael talk about that in the interview at the end of the show, but just kind of as a spoiler alert for you guys, jump over and get your Nailz figures now.
Also, speaking of Nailz, he's going to be at WrestleCon in Detroit.
Oh, dude. There you go. People are going to be turning out with the Hasbros, I'll tell you that, because he doesn't do a lot of signings, man. He's kept a really low profile over the years. Hasn't done a lot of signings, if any, and there hasn't been a lot of Nailz merch, so hopefully that tide has turned.
Bossman. Bossman.
Very good, dude.
Thank you. Where's Stu?
Oh, good. Now Nailz is amongst the cast of characters walking through your back door.
Where's KBW? All right, guess who was back on the message boards again for a couple of questions only. He's still mad at all of us.
He's like, you get 3.
3 shall be the counting.
3, sir.
And the counting shall be 3. First question comes in from Monzon. Hi, Steve. Appreciate you taking the time out to engage with us in this thread. Well, only a couple questions.
You get 3. So, that's it.
When is the Monday Night War figures due for release, and are we due to see some finished pics anytime soon? Thanks. Steve said, still subject to change, but the current plan is for them to launch on the WrestleMania display and then transition to planogram around April. I'm hoping to have the finalish product to show at SDCC, but that's dependent on them being shown ready by then.
Yeah. You know where those figures, those Monday Night Wars figures would look great, Jeff?
Where?
On a Monday Nitro stage that people poo-pooed on and didn't want to fund. Not even 5,000 of them. How good would those figures look on that stage?
Scott, I love you. You said poo-poos. We said no casting characters this week. No casting characters.
No whack pack. Beat it. Go watch Dynasty or It's a Small World or whatever you're watching.
Yeah, on to Alf next. By the way, I'm going to get the NECA Alf. Thank you.
It's a good figure, Stu.
It is a good figure.
Yeah, excellent figure.
All right. I'm going to go do some stretchings out in the front room and watch Out of This World.
What is it, Jeff? Out of This World?
Out of This World, right? It was the one where she put the fingers together and she talked to her father and her father was a cube.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that at all. I thought that was the show with the girl that was a robot and she was living with a family and she was a robot.
No, not that one. Wow, good memory. I forgot about that show. I don't know that show.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that one either. I thought that's the one you were talking about.
No, Out of This World had a girl that had her father who lived in outer space, but he talked to her through a cube.
Oh.
So that was like their FaceTime.
80s drugs were so good, dude. They'd sit around a table and come up with shit like that.
But she would freeze time by putting her fingers together.
I see.
I'm going to play the theme song in the background as we talk about it.
Kind of like we do to Adam on Drunk Wrestling History. Play the Strangers, or Perfect Strangers theme
Perfect
song.
Strangers, yeah. That's hella funny. Next question. I almost said next song. Next question comes in from PJ. PJ said, hey, Steve, is Magnum TA still under a contract? And if so, is there any chance of us getting an Ultimate Edition in the red trunks like his Legends Proto depicted? Thanks. Steve said he's with Powertown at the moment. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Control C, Control V.
If he becomes available to us down the road, we can certainly look to do an updated version. Next question comes in from Alcohol. Oh, that's actually clever how he spelled it.
It's my homie. Dude, you know what we need to do?
What's that?
Whenever you read Steve's signature line, that's like an 80s sitcom catchphrase type of thing. When you read it, you should insert like mad applause, like the crowd would go crazy when Fonzie would go, hey! Like when you read Steve's response, insert like the crowd going wild. Like they're flashing applause up on the thing for the audience to cheer.
Or I should just find a sound clip of Fonz going, hey!
Hey! Okay, even better. Even better.
Even better. All right. Alcohol. I like how he spelled that. That's kind of creative. I like that.
Hello, alcohol.
Alcohol said, Steve, should I give up on ever expecting to find the RA Series 3 in stores and just go to the third-party route? Or do you guys have a plan to actually get those figures distributed? Steve said, it's looking like they're going to hit retail fairly soon. So we'd be expecting those at Walmart. Next question comes in from Greer7769. He said, Steve, is there any chance that some of the exclusives like the RA line and Defining Moments line come to Mattel Creations to purchase? Steve said, maybe. I'm aware of the desire for this option, and I've had lots of convos. We'll keep trying to make progress.
That's awesome.
So we
Good call.
So we got 4 questions out of Steve tonight.
We got 4. That's blessed. Right? Like I said, 5 is right out, but 4 wasn't out of the question. Thank you, Steve.
All right, Scott, we've got our interview with Michael Kanik from the Major Pod up next. And before we jump into it, I really want to thank Michael for coming on. It was really fun to talk to. He gave us some information, and he did say that he had to do on one of the answers, insert Steve Ozer answer. You'll hear that in the interview. Going back, I do want to say thank you to Michael for coming on.
Yeah, big thank you, Mr. Kanik. It's always a pleasure, always a blast, always a lot of fun having you on and talking to you. So the door is definitely open to have future conversations. I think Mr. Kanik is a guy we're going to want to have on the show quite a bit, actually, talking about those big rubber guys.
So let's jump into that interview. Scott, joining us this week is the man from the Major Pod and good friend that we met in Los Angeles, Michael Kanik. Has anybody ever said your last name sounds like Chronic? Has anybody ever said that?
So there's a big problem with my name. 95% of the world right now is saying it wrong.
But
it's Kanik. I believe you said it correctly.
Good job, Jeff.
I never say names right, so this is impressive, dude.
People say it's Kanik, and I'm like, no, it's Kanik. The only person, shout out to Chelsea Green, she fights anyone who says my name wrong, and I love her for that.
That's awesome. You get like a bodyguard then. That's great.
Yeah, Chelsea Green's my bodyguard.
I love it.
She's your Kevin Costner, dude. I knew you get it. Before we start, you want to get any plugs out of the way real quick?
Yeah. If you want to follow me on social, it's Kanik, Kanik 89. And that's across all socials. I own a company called Major Bendies and Big Rubber Guys. You can purchase those at majorpodmerch.com. And I've also started my own limited edition clothing line for wrestlers called kaniksmerch.com. So it's KANIKS merch.com.
Nice.
Who do you got signed to that?
This is actually my first month doing it. Every month I'm going to switch it up with a different wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So it's their collection. And then I'll take all the orders, have the factory make what's ordered, and then ship it out once I get it. So it takes about 2 to 6 weeks for the clothing to get in, depending on the clothing. So right now we have Matt Cardona. It has his Deathmatch King and Queen, because it's also SDL on it. Japanese anime type style art t-shirt on like a really soft style t-shirt that's, I would compare it to like a homage style.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
Yeah, and then I actually have them right next to me. Indie God shorts that are based off his gear.
Oh, nice.
It's literally his gear that I stole off one of the figures.
I love the Raiders of the Lost Ark font on there. That's great.
Yeah. He didn't know I was doing it until I showed it to him, but he approves it. So it's like almost like a chalk line style shorts. Very comfortable, very loose. And then we also have like a 90s style Matt poster. So it's like Matt Cardona in the Indie God setup, but in a 90s style way.
Awesome. And once it's gone, it's gone.
Once it's gone, it's gone. So once we close the pre-orders, we only make what's ordered, and that's it.
And that's
so
it.
It's like it's not coming back a second time or anything. And then next month I move on to another wrestler. Because of my work with Major Bendies and Big Rubber Guys, I'm now friends with all of these wrestlers, so I can easily contact them, and I do a lot of their merch already. So Danhausen, for example, or Ethan Page. So, I'm a reliable source for these guys, so they trust me into doing stuff with them, and, I have all these partnerships that I can now grow into something a little bit bigger.
That's fantastic. And I don't want to kind of give a spoiler because we're going to get to some bendies that have been announced this past week. But is there any plan for your most recent name that was announced this week to get merch in the line?
We're talking about it.
Got it. I know there is demand for it, man. I didn't know there were so many fans of his, and I'll just say it, it's Nailz. There were so many fans of his out there. I had no idea. And as we've talked to more people that, associated with the show, whatever, he has a huge fan base out there. And the demand for not only his bendy, but for merch, like shirts and shorts, dude, congratulations. That's a great get.
I've been doing major bendies for close to 2 years now. And I think I've built a reputation of announcing figures and delivering figures at a fast and reasonable time.
Yeah.
For example, Ric Flair, his last match, Conrad contacted us and said, "Hey, we need a figure. Can you have it ready for us within 3 months so that Ric Flair can sign them all and we can have them at the last match?" And I did it in 2.
Nice.
No one wanted to touch it. No one wanted to be involved because it was like impossible deadlines. And I lied my ass off saying I could do it. I wasn't gonna do a Ric Flair figure, but I let future Kanik worry about that. Current Kanik just says yes.
It's kind of like the He-Man episode of The Toys That Made Us, where they kept lying and lying and lying. You did the same thing, and you know what? Good for you, man. That's
you made it happen. You delivered, dude.
That's the way you get through life: is keep lying.
Well,
lie until you make it.
That was my concept. Lie till you make it. But because of that, and it's kind of become folktale now on how everything went down with that. High Spots knew that they can come to us, and they had this deal with Nailz, and they gave me some advance notice, but I wasn't allowed to say anything, and I couldn't really act on anything until there's a physical contract for me to do it. So once they gave me the thumbs up, I quickly told my artist, TTD, "Hey, start this now. Stop everything else. Do this now. We have no time."
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. This is going to be his first figure since Hasbro.
Yeah, so it's first figure since Hasbro, and the card back pays homage to the Hasbro card back as well.
So High Spots hit you up about Nailz?
Yeah.
And then you contacted him regarding getting a bendy, or?
No, so everything's been through High Spots. It's a High Spots deal. So it's a High Spots exclusive. They basically own the figure. They're just using me to outsource the production and stuff, I would say.
Kind of my follow-up to that is, because it's kind of High Spots deal, but you're able to make a figure of him. Does this open him up? And we haven't even gotten to the big rubber guys yet, but does this open Nailz up to go into the big rubber guy series?
You know, anything's possible. We haven't discussed that. We want to see how the bendies go first. Obviously, if the bendies don't sell well, why would they want to do a big rubber guy?
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, so they had to. There's a minimum that they had to order for the factory for it to make financial sense for them, and then obviously for me, because this is now my 9-to-5 job. So I gotta eat eggs, and so does my dog.
It's gonna be tuna fish for the next 3 months, huh?
Yeah.
And then after that, bean sandwiches.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
By the way, Michael, have you recovered from WrestleMania?
No, I'm still at it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. WrestleMania.
It's always WrestleMania season, damn it.
It's funny. I have friends who they don't understand. I feel like I now live a very strange life of traveling with all these wrestlers, and in my pictures, it's like always someone, I guess, a public figure that I post, right? And they're like, "You live a very strange life. In all your photos, it looks like you're just really drunk." I go, "I am." They're like, "These guys just like keep you around while you're just drunk," and I go, "That's why they keep me around."
By chance, have you ever heard of Drunk
awesome.
Wrestling History?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I know the podcast.
Just curious. So actually, I kind of want to go back to the Nailz thing. Have you had communications with him?
I haven't. Everything has been through High Spots.
Okay, through High Spots. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just kind of curious, like, has he been excited about this, or is he kind of been reluctant, or how's it been with him?
Because he's had a super low profile over the years.
He has.
From my understanding, he does have final say on everything we do. He did give me a note on the figure, but I haven't been speaking to him directly. It's all through High Spots.
Okay.
The note was he wanted his hair a little lighter, with the beard. I'm sorry, and that was about it. Everything else was perfect. That's an easy fix. Just change the color out on the files that I give to the factory. And I think we worked on this, I'm gonna say like a week and a half ago. I already have the prototype in my hand. The mold's being produced already. I'm hoping they have it in time for Detroit.
So I do have another question. Is there
Yeah.
any copyrights with WWF, WWE regarding the name Nailz? Is there any copyrights or anything like that that you guys can't use or can use?
From my understanding, and this is what I was told, he owns the trademark.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I've always been curious about that because, we've seen figures come out where I'll use Ahmed Johnson as an example. Ahmed Johnson is Tony Norris. So I was actually curious about the character screen name. Listen to me, AOL. But character.
You're dating yourself, dude.
I know, dude.
You got mail.
You've got nails.
Yeah.
Well played, Scott. Well played. So I've always been curious about that.
Yeah. There's some people who cross a fail, like it's a very tight line of what they should be doing and what they are doing.
Right. Right.
I'm 5'3". I have 0 muscle mass. I'm afraid of jail. So I try to keep everything as legal as possible. We have Dawkins. I'm also a poor kid, so I have no money. Spend all my money on figures.
Yeah, same.
So we have Michael Dawkins, who's the famous gimmick lawyer, who's an actual lawyer, but he just, he handles a lot of the wrestlers' gimmicks and everything. So we have him check everything out before we do anything because it's so risky and that can really destroy a company or like something like that. So we make sure everything's legal. There's contracts everywhere with everyone. So if anything does happen, we can't be at fault.
Got it. And when does the pre-order process start for Nailz?
Yeah, it's live right now on highspots.com. It is, I believe, $65, but it comes autographed with a protecting case and GSA certified.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Ready to go right up on the wall.
Yeah. And actually, I make the protector cases as well. I don't have one next to me, but they're pretty cool. They're, I would almost call them like one of those like foldable Funko protectors that a lot of people have. But it's thicker. Let me add that. It's thicker, it's clearer, it's UV protective, and it allows it so that the bendy can either be sat on a shelf or there's also a hang tag on the protector itself. So you could just hang it on the wall.
Perfect.
And I designed it that way because I know for myself, obviously, with all the Hasbros behind me, I like having them hung up on the wall. But I know there's other people who do like the Billy bookcase type style of doing it. So I'm trying to think for the community of like, I want everyone to have that option of how they collect. And it also fits Super 7 reaction figures.
So we talked briefly at WrestleCon, and the big news coming out of WrestleCon was the big rubber guys.
Yeah.
And I've just got to say, absolutely amazing work on these. But even better than that, Jeff and I have bitched for years on this show about how LJN never gave us Smash to go with Axe. That was a huge wrong that all these years later, you are able to correct and you are able to make right. How did that whole thing come about? How did the idea to even do an LJN scale come about? But more importantly, getting Demolition, was that your first choice in, okay, after Cardona and Myers, we're going to do X? Was Demolition the first name to be X?
Yeah. Yeah. So to go back from the beginning, so we actually started with Major Buddies. Major Buddies was our homage to the Vessel Buddies. So we had Matt, Brian, Smart Mark, and Swaggle. And this was an idea that I had with the guys. I wanted it to be exactly like the originals with the 3D nose, the size and everything, and even how it's cut. And
yeah, it's dead on.
Yeah, literally even the creator, the designer, I forgot her name, reached out to Matt saying how great it was.
That's awesome.
So yeah, at that time I was doing stuff with the guys. I was doing like little tchotchkes and stuff, making merchandise, because I have a background of making odd items for companies like Chase Bank and Yankee Stadium. So it was like making pop sockets, tote bags, condoms because Matt's weird. So,
he's weird and likes to use those things. I'm kidding.
I'm just thinking of that scene in Rocky when they're trying to pitch him condominiums. I don't use them. So I pitched him Major Buddies, and he's like, if you can show me a prototype, I'll fully fund it, and let's get the ball rolling. And I think I had him a prototype in hand within 2 weeks, and he was in love with it. And he said, holy shit, you did it. Let's do a whole run. And after I shipped everything out, I kind of just like sat in my room, and I was like, this is something that I have joy in doing. I felt happy about because I was seeing all the reactions of collectors getting these things in their hand, and they were just the response, and it was very fulfilling and rewarding. I was like, this is what I need to be doing. But I thought I can't be doing it with buddies because buddies are too big and you can't really collect them the way that you can with other figures. So I had just came back from Wrestling Universe in Queens, and I bought a bunch of Bendems. And I was drinking as always, and I was sitting in my room, and I looked at the pile, and I was like, "That's what I got to do. It's Bendems, it's bendies. That's the next move." And I knew it was going to cost a lot of money to start this because bendies are one mold and really can't be reused for other figures. So that was December. I pitched it to the guys in February, and instantly Brian called me and he said, dude, this is like a legit business that you have. I fully trust you. Let's get this ball rolling. And literally we have no contract between the three of us. It's all a handshake deal. We just trust each other. But we're all equal partners and everything. They help support financially, creatively. They do a lot actually. And I handle the production, and I make sure the ball's moving, and then I make sure that Pandora Box in New Jersey is getting their shipment of bendies at a timely manner, and even managing the website, managing the CMS, the CRM. I do all that stuff as well, and we have a very nice team of designers. We have TTD who designs the figures, and Josh who does the actual 3D sculpting for them. I've placed Asana into everyone's lives, so everything is seamless because I like everything to be organized, and everyone knows where everyone is at their tasks and where the files are located. This is how we were able to produce over 50 figures so far in less than 2 years. So then that was bendies, and then I would say a year into bendies, I said, this is cool. Can we expand this now to what is now Big Rubber Guys? And it was just really because of my own selfish behavior, because I was collecting the LJNs again. I was upgrading my current ones and, just filling in a few holes that I had in my collection. And Matt said, no, one thing at a time. And I finally was able to get him to break down and agree to, I think he just wanted me to shut up. But that's how it became. It was like an idea that we had like a year in. He wanted us to make sure that bendies was something that we were doing right before we could move on to the second step. So I can't fault him. I agree with him. That was the right move, I think, to do. We have a great team in place where we've streamlined what we do with bendies, and now we can just duplicate that now with Big Rubber Guys. the big thing was getting the sizing right. We went through, I think, 2 prototypes where the size was off.
Mhm.
I finally got the size down perfectly with the factory. But then the rubber just didn't feel like an LJN to me.
Mhm.
It was a little stiff.
Kind of like the Young Bucks that came out a few years ago.
No, it was a lot softer than that.
Oh, okay,
It felt more like a WCW original toy makers. A
Okay.
little bit
Got
harder.
it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an LJN feeling to me. And I went through another 2 prototypes of it. We got the rubber down.
Let me ask about the packaging. Is it going to be similar to LJN style packaging?
No, it's going to be similar to Major Bendies. So it's going to be resealable packaging.
Okay.
I do this because, once again, I'm a collector myself. Sometimes I want to open up these figures and display them loose. Sometimes I want to get them signed. But I understand we're in a tight financial market right now. Not everyone can afford buying 2 if they want to open one or keep it mint on card.
Right.
So I want to give people that option. So with the resealable packaging, if you want to take it out, play with it, look around it, you can do that. And then you can just put it back into the packaging and get it signed later at a future date, or keep it out and just keep the packaging for when you're ready to get it signed.
Got it.
So it's going to have the bubble, an insert, then it's going to be the blister
Okay.
with the figure in it, and then the card back. And the card back, it's cool. It's kind of like an LJN, kind of like a WCW original toy makers, and it's a little bit hybrid of a little bit of everything. I'm excited to get a few of these signed because there's a lot of space, so you can get a lot of inscriptions, and
That's a big window. Yeah.
and there will be protectors that will be selling soon. So probably within the next, I should have these in hand within 2 weeks, and we're going to start filling those orders. But a week after I receive the initial order, we'll have protectors, and it'll be the same thing where you could, you fold it up, slip the figure in, and you can either put it on your shelf or hang it up on your wall.
Is Demolition going to come individually, or is it going to come in 2 packs?
You can do individually, or you could buy the set.
Okay, perfect.
And individually, we wanted to do the lowest price possible. So it's $50, free shipping per figure. And if you know anything about these big rubber guys, they're not cheap to smell.
No.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Good thing you're not making King Kong Bundy, right?
Maybe.
Oh.
No. Maybe in the future.
If you have the rights to do him.
I always tell Steve I need him to text me that.
So when you started doing the big rubber guys, did you know that you had to do Demolition? Was that pretty high on your guys' list?
So that was the first one that we said we were going to do after Matt and Brian, of course.
Right.
Yeah, that was just number one. I don't think we had anyone else's thoughts of what would be the next ones. It was just always them.
So, like I said, that's totally righting a wrong that LJN had done by not giving us Smash to go with Axe. The other one, and of course, if you have the rights to do them, I'm sure you'll do them, but are the Powers of Pain on your list for the future?
Insert Steve quote.
Got it.
Hold on, the Steve Moser papers are flying in.
I've actually texted him. I'm like, what's that line that you've always say?
It's his trademark.
It's his trademark.
I just read the text message off. I always forget exactly his wording.
As I say, it's like a Control-C, Control-V on the wrestling page message boards. That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Totally.
So one of the other questions that I was kind of curious about, I just want your personal opinion on it. We've had bendies. We've had numerous companies, third-party companies come in and do Hasbros. Yep. We now have LJNs. Why do you think no one's touched Galoobs yet? Personal opinion.
Personally, for me,
I
don't have a real connection with the Galoobs.
Okay.
And I think maybe other people have the same feeling. I don't know how big it was. Personally, for me, it was always LJNs and bendies growing up. I think I had one glue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Sting.
I had this thing, and I actually had Farouk.
Oh, okay. You had
Yeah.
Ron Simmons
Ron Simmons, yeah.
in his sweatpants.
The blue sweatpants, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was it. And I'm not sure how others feel,
Mhm.
but that's just my personal take. I just don't have a personal connection with them.
Okay. Yeah, I've always been curious about that because it seems like we've had numerous Hasbros pop up. We've had the
Mhm.
bendies now. We have, it's just spawning up. We have these superstar figures, Remco style
Yep.
figures. But Galoob seems to be that one last link to the 90s, 80s, 90s, that era. So I've always been curious why no one has dipped their toe into the Galoob style figures.
It's not on my radar right now, but if an opportunity comes, I might dabble in it. But me personally, I don't have a connection to it. I am looking into other things as well.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna just try to see. I like the vintage style figures.
Mhm.
I like doing all the vintage stuff that I had growing up as a kid because it makes me happy. It makes me feel like a kid again. I'm legit a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, that's what we all were, man.
Yeah, it's like I'm not growing up. That's it. Keep your 401k, keep your health insurance, keep your dental. Actually, I might like the dental. I eat a lot of candy.
Dental can come in handy, dude.
Dental can come in handy. I know.
We're all those Toys R Us kids. I mean, like I had mentioned a couple of weeks ago, one of the things that we'll never get back is sitting in our parents' huge ass Volkswagen, whatever it may be, whatever car our parents had that was a tank back in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Getting the toys, getting out of Toys R Us and having that white plastic bag with the Toys R Us.
Sorry.
I'm glad that wasn't porn. Anyways, one of those things we'll never have back is going home with all those Hasbros in that, white Toys R Us bag with the Toys R Us writing on it, sitting in the front seat of our parents' car, getting home, turning the Toys R Us bag over, dumping it all out. We'll never have that again. I mean, we all have Target bags, but it's just that feeling of getting home from Toys R Us,
Yeah. I mean, this is another thing that we do, and it's really because I want to word this properly.
Well, we don't want to get you in trouble.
Yeah. I don't want to put down other people's business models, but there's a lot of people doing hype and pre-orders, and I understand why. That's their business model. That's fine with them. We do a few pre-orders as well. We do a few hyping as well, but we also like to just drop things. And we do that because we want things to be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you remember going to Toys R Us and going, holy shit, the new classic superstars are out. The new elites are out or whatever. Like there was nothing to let you know what was there because there was really no communication with I say new elites, but there was a lot of communication, I guess, with the league. But you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Well, like LJN's Hasbro's, there was no internet. We didn't have any spoilers to tell us this is your upcoming series. You'd walk into a store and boom, it's just on the pegs. And you're like, oh my gosh, it's out. Had no idea.
For example, I was a kid. There's a rumor about the Diesel Hasbro. I think I went to Toys R Us and KB Toys every day for a freaking 2 years maybe looking for this Diesel Hasbro. And I didn't find a Diesel Hasbro. Instead, I found a Diesel Bendham that I just took home and played with my Hasbro.
You just called it your Hasbro.
I called it my Hasbro. But I didn't know that Hasbro was never coming out. But I didn't know that Bendhams was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It just appeared. And I kind of want to recreate that feeling again in this new era of technology.
I do miss that. You're absolutely right. It's one of those things I remember as a kid going in and seeing like SD Jones and Bruno Sammartino LJNs on the pegs, and I had no idea they were coming out. It's that surprise factor. It's new series of Hasbros that we saw on the pegs. Like I saw the Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Sid Justice set on the pegs and Virgil. I'm like, oh my gosh, new Hasbros. I had no idea. Yeah, I totally missed that feeling. So I'm glad you're able in this age of technology and information to be able to capture that feeling and give it back to the old school collectors, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and we'll do that again with pre-orders. I understand pre-orders is a big part of the community and the business of what we do. So we'll do 2-week pre-orders, but we won't tell you that the pre-order is coming. We'll just put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a few of those in the works already. We have surprise drops of people that may already have a figure, and I might just put it on for sale in the next coming weeks.
Hint.
Stay tuned.
And it's already in hand. So once the orders come in, I just slap the shipping label because I've already boxed them up in advance, and that's it. It's just, when do I want to set it the go mark?
Is that for a bendy or is that for a big rubber guy?
I mean,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. Yeah.
Are the wrestling buddies, are those dead in the water? Are you going to bring those back? I'm just thinking with Demolition under your umbrella now, they would make some kick-ass looking wrestling buddies, dude.
Yeah, I have some being delivered tomorrow. We did one for SDL, so she'll have a buddy as well. But we're doing these now in a smaller version in the scale of what AEW is doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it doesn't have that 3D nose, but it's something that wrestlers on the independent market can easily put into their luggage, travels easily because it's all vacuum sealed, and it's something for them to sell at their gimmick table. So we're not selling them really on our site anymore. It's more of, if you're an independent wrestler and you want this done, we'll do it for you, but you're going to have to pay for the whole inventory because I'm not keeping these things in my house anymore.
Like, you can take all the boxes. I don't want them.
Yeah. I mean,
I gotcha.
I got to do like an MTV Cribs in my house. It's just, my attic is like a maze. You have to walk this way to get to this side and everything because there's boxes. And it's like the same thing in my attic. And I'm like, how did this happen? And I just need to get a Vicky Morton on that side.
You sound like me when I'm getting ready for WrestleCon and I've got to go find figures out in the garage. I got to go through all these
the
totes.
maze of totes.
Yep, the maze of totes, man.
Well, think about that, because I had the same issue. I have totes, figures in totes,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm also storing all these bendies and then the packing material. It's gotten out of control. So my life is all fucked out. But in a good way.
In a good way, though, yes.
You're living the dream because you still get to mess with toys as you're living now.
My friends think that I'm like this unemployed dude that just plays with half-naked men.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, but who sells them as big rubber guys?
Who, by the way, is making condoms too.
Is making condoms too.
Oh, Jesus.
What did I say?
Insert the Blue Chew commercial now.
I know, right?
And go.
Yeah, so they just like, they don't understand. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. You don't have no idea. I'm not hungry.
Those bean sandwiches aren't coming just yet, man.
No, I still get the bean sandwiches at Taco Bell. The bean burrito.
Nice.
You're talking Scott's language with Taco Bell.
Yeah,
dude.
I know.
Absolutely. No, Kanika, what I could say too, man, is that, like, you know, you talk about the hardships in what you do, but honestly, I love that you're bringing your passion from collecting over the years into what you're doing now, because you're really, like, Jeff and I are prime targets for this. You're really speaking our language in terms of what you're pushing, in terms of like the Bendums and the big rubber guys and the wrestling buddies. But you're also talking about surprises, which we don't have anymore. You know, you're bringing that element of it back. And so I want to say thank you, because you are hitting, as Jeff always says, you're hitting me right in the feels with this, because this is exactly how I want to collect. I want the surprises. I want the Demolition big rubber guys. You know, I missed out on those as a kid. So, dude, honestly, thank you. You're bringing it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. You know, it's just, we're collectors, and like, this isn't, am I making money? Yes. But I'm making money so I can continue doing just positive things to do what I love, which I know others will love in return, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yep, 100%.
Like Jeremy Padawa, for example, big collector. He understands it. He needs to make money to continue doing the good things that he's doing. And I actually look up to Jeremy. I had dinner twice last year, and he's helped me out with a few things. Helped me sell some Pokemon cards, which I love. Made some good money.
That's where Logan Paul got that one.
Actually, maybe. He's given me some really great advice on things, and he's been very supportive about everything I've been doing. And I think it's just, a sailor seeing another sailor.
Demolition goes on pre-orders on June 19th for the big rubber guys. They will come with the masks.
Yes. So I actually have them here.
Talk about that toy. There you go. Oh, nice.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is the prototype, but the prototype is made out of a poly resin. So if you're hearing a clicking sound, it's just because it's hard.
Yep.
I was about to make a very bad joke, and it wasn't on purpose. It's hard because, but it's gonna be a big rubber guy.
Blue Chew ad.
Blue Chew now. So the final version will
that
be
looks amazing,
rubber, and you won't hear that annoying sound. It'll slip right in perfectly, and both of them will come with the masks. I'm just really excited for this. There will be chases.
Now, are those going to be packed in randomly, or are they?
Those will be packed in randomly.
Okay.
We want the excitement of a true chase. We've done that in the past, and then we've also sold chases separately because a lot of people wanted them separately.
Uh-huh.
But to me, it just took out all the fun of getting a chase.
Okay.
Now it's just being a variant in my eyes. We want to bring back true chases. The chase will be in his red face paint. So we'll have the different versions. So you can get a smash to go with your axe.
There will also be chases with 2-packs and singles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all going to be packaged individually anyway.
Okay.
So it's just going to be randomly inserted. I won't know the numbers of how many we do until probably the go live stage. I kind of wing everything as I go. Yeah. So we just, what I do with these chases when I do them randomly is, let's say it's 1 out of 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab 3 of the regular, put a chase, and I don't even look at people's names on anything. So it's not, I've been accused of, oh, you're giving it to your friends. No, if they ordered 4, they're going to get a chase.
Right.
That's how it works. If someone orders, let's say, just axe, I go just axe, hit print, and it just pops out all the shipping labels, and I just go.
Yeah.
And I know for the next hour, I'm only doing axe orders.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that's done, I'll go, okay, who just ordered smash? And then I'll do that. And then who ordered the complete set? Go. And I'll just do that. And don't try to figure out the statistics of, okay, if I order just an axe and then I order just a smash, because there is no logic to any of my madness.
So we're not able to count cards here, is what you're saying.
I do stuff based off of 8 orders for axe, and the post office closes in 20 minutes, but there's only 3 orders for smash. I'm going to just do the 3 orders for smash so I can go to the post office for the time before it closes, and then go to Taco Bell.
Yes, sir. I love that. That's awesome. Living the dream with Taco Bell. Yes, sir.
So we kind of do this. We like to do this with guests. Your top 3 favorite figures of all time.
Iron Sheik LJN, RIP.
Oh, nice. I was not expecting that one.
Hulk Hogan Smash.
Okay.
What series is that? I always get the Hulk Hogan series confused.
That was series 1, I think.
Yes. I look up on my wall.
Okay. Hulk Hogan Smash. And the third one?
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Which one?
The 2x4.
LJN?
Hasbro. I'm sorry.
Hasbro? Nice.
Yep.
Good figures right there.
Those are my top 3 wrestling figures.
Love the inclusion of the Sheik LJN. That's great.
Yeah, I'm a big Iron Sheik fan. growing up. I met him when I was a kid, and he was incredible. It's just like one of those things that you don't forget.
Yeah. Do you want to do your top 3 favorite toys of all time?
Top 3 favorite toys of all time.
Toy figures.
Sure.
It could be like Optimus Prime or something.
Well, number 1, I think it's still gonna. I have to throw in a Hasbro, so I'm gonna throw in Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So iconic. Green Power Ranger Automorph.
Oh, wow.
And then the third one will have to be, you know what? I'm friends with the people at Super 7. I'm going to throw in a Super 7. I really enjoy their Simpsons stuff.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw in a Homer.
Which one? The him and the Moo?
You know what? I don't have it in hand yet.
Okay.
But when I do, that will be it.
Okay. Damn, I was hoping you'd say Duff Man.
You know, that's a fuck up on my behalf. Yes, I'm going to say Giant Duff Man.
Duff Man or Poochie. One of the two. I was going to accept.
Poochie's good. I really do like Poochie, but you got to go with the classics of Homer.
Yeah. Michael, I want to thank you for joining us tonight on the show. And pre-orders go live June 19th or tomorrow after the show drops. They go on pre-orders tomorrow. And what website?
Pre-orders for Big Rubber Guys is on majorpodmerch.com. If you want to order any clothing from the Mac collection, you can go on canicsmerch.com, KANIKSMERCH.com. But yeah, Major Bendies are all on Major Pod Merch as well. You can buy a Kanik Bendy as a referee.
I meant to bring that up tonight. You got your own figure, man.
I'm a little narcissistic, and I had to throw myself into the collection somehow.
Like looking into a mirror.
Look, if you can't immortalize yourself as a figure, then what's the point, right?
I mean, I just want to wake up in the morning to play with myself.
Hey, I hear it. I get it.
How many times have you made that joke, dude? Because it's
Twice.
not enough. That's
I may have called a cop friend that I have. I said, "Hey, we need you to get to my house later this week, and I need you to handcuff me so I can take a photo so I can post it on my Instagram and say I got arrested for playing for myself in public."
Nice. That's great.
Hey, wait, did he do it?
Oh, he said I'll come later this week. He's gonna handcuff me, and I'm gonna hold my finger in my hand.
That's great.
Man. Michael, it was great seeing you in Los
And Nailz pre-orders at High Spots.
Thank you.
Nailz on highspots.com. $65 autographed. Comes in a protected and GSA certification.
Perfect. Yep. Beautiful. Michael, I want to thank you for coming on with us, man. It's been a blast. It's always great talking to you. I was glad to meet up with you again in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And hopefully
at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and hopefully next year in Philadelphia, it's going to be closer to you. So
yes, thank God. But thank you guys for having me. I mean, it's a full circle. First
Eagle
podcast
Moss
I was on. Yeah, first time with Eagle Moss, doing a podcast with you guys, shitting bricks, didn't know how to do anything, and now I think I'm a little bit better of a podcast vet.
Well, this circle isn't closed yet. You're going to be back on hopefully soon, man.
I hope so.
For sure.
Absolutely, man. Of course you are. We got autographed Hasbros to talk about still.
Oh, I can go on. I have stories about how each thing happened.
Well, that will be saved for the Kanik documentary or Chronicles Part 2.
That's called Dark Side of the Ring.
Kanik's Dark Side of the Ring. I love it. Michael, thank you again for coming on with us, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Always fun.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring. But we don't take it out the box, MOC. Happy toy hunting, we'll see you next week.
We're the OGs of WFP. Fully Poseable, thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life, adios from the Kings.